Happy Arbor Day, everybody. Some of you might be saying, what's she talking about? It's not Arbor Day. Well, it varies depending on what state you live in. They try to time it to a good time to plant trees. And actually, next week is Arbor Day here, but for some reason, the city I live in is celebrating it today. I guess they're going to be busy next week. But I thought that I would do my part and try to encourage everybody to plant trees. Trees are a great thing to have. They give you a windbreak, they give you shade, they give the wildlife a place to live, and worst comes to worst, they'll give you firewood too. Back when we moved here 27 years ago, they couldn't hardly give this land away. Nobody wanted to live here because there were no trees. This was farmland that they had subdivided, and believe me, this was the ugliest place on earth. There were no trees, just houses dotted here and there, and nobody wanted it. Fortunately, the people that did buy out here planted trees, and this is a much more desirable place to live today. Do you hear all those birds chirping out there? When we moved here, a bird was a very rare sight. There was nothing here for them, nowhere to nest, nothing to eat, nothing. It was just hundreds of acres of nothingness. So be sure to plant a tree on Arbor Day. If you're out and about on Arbor Day, you're bound to run across somebody giving trees away. Here's some of my Arbor Day trees. My children got this pine tree on Arbor Day 27 years ago. In fact, it was right before we moved here, and I planted that little seedling in a 2-liter Coke bottle until we could get out here and I could get it in the ground. It really has grown a lot in the last 27 years. Look at that tree, it really makes me feel old. This little dogwood is another Arbor Day freebie. That's our state tree. And this has turned out to be a right pretty little tree. This crepe myrtle was another Arbor Day tree, and all these trees were about 6 inches tall or less when I got them. They will grow, and in fact, I think the small trees like that adapt to your soil better than ones that you buy that are already 4 or 5 feet tall. My neighbor got a couple handfuls of free trees on Arbor Day one year, and she gave me some of them. This cluster of pine trees were Arbor Day trees. I don't think she got around to planting hers. But just look how these things have grown. Also, if you need a lot of trees, check with your state's forestry service. You can get a good deal on trees in bulk. Virginia sells like pine seedlings for about $2 a piece. And actually, they're kind of expensive here. I've checked around a few other states, and they're a lot cheaper. It's like 40 cents a piece. So that's an option for you if you wanted to plant several hundred for a windbreak or for future firewood or something like that. Happy Arbor Day, everybody. Get out there and plant a tree. I have 4 that I need to get in the ground. I wised up on planting fruit trees these days. Don't you know, I wish those pines were pecan trees. So, plant a tree. I hope it helps.